Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining me once again. As always, there's 3 things you can do. That's like, subscribe, and God, please share my content. You guys have been knocking it out of the park. My subscriber count proves it. So, this is the 3rd update for the coronavirus, and I hate to be this guy. I don't want to sit here and sensationalize this event. However, I think it's going to get a lot worse than it already is, and I'm going to tell you exactly why I've come to this conclusion right now. I'm going to cut to it right off of the rip. So, I told you Bill and Melinda Gates are responsible for this, and I told you that there was a patent received for this virus. Now, that patent was received in 2015, not 2018, so I want to make that correction right now. However, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation is now implicated in this even more so, and it's absolutely terrifying. What I found is a simulation known as Event 201. And what this simulation did is it predicted a future outbreak of a novel virus, and that's the family of viruses that the coronavirus belongs to. And it went so far as to predict that it was going to originate in China, and the subsequent countries that the coronavirus has infected were going to get infected. It just so happened that it matched what happened with the coronavirus down to a T. Every country they said was going to have infections reach them has so far. Now, why is this telling me something isn't right, or that what they're telling us is inaccurate as far as the severity of this? That is because this simulation, its outcome stated that there was going to be at least 10 million lives claimed by this virus, if not more. Now, why is this relevant? Well, if Simulation 201 managed to predict the exact outcome and transmission of the coronavirus from ground zero all the way down to the countries and the order of those countries getting the infections, I'm telling you right now that something doesn't add up. So, if that's the case, and we can expect 10 million deaths, where do we go from here? Well, like I said in my previous video, it's all about protecting yourself and your family. Wash your hands, etc., etc. You all know how to take care of yourself. I'm not your mother or father. So, we're going to move on, and we're going to talk about the events that have been transpiring in China itself and the video footage that has been leaked. So, I told you the other day that they were clear-cutting land to build field hospital. Now, it originally started as one field hospital. It turns out that they're now upping it to 2. It's going to take them 6 days to build them, and they're expecting at least 2,000 infections. Now, that doesn't make any sense at all because there's already 3,000 confirmed cases, and that doesn't account for the algorithms that are taking into account people not reporting the cases, which exceeds 5 figures just inside China. And as I said, there's more and more countries every day. Now, Canada just so happened to get implicated in this whole thing as well. So, there's 2 lab technicians that went over to Wuhan, China to train everybody at this level 4 facility, right? Because it's one of the first ones that was built. You need to train all these people, proper protocol. You're working with deadly diseases, for Christ's sake. Send over these Canadian people, they train them. These Canadian people come back. Turns out that one of these lab technicians just so happened to get fired for protocol breaches. What does that tell you? Well, if this person was fired for a protocol breach and you're working in an environment that is controlled as that means you are more than likely breaching that protocol every single time, because every single thing you do inside of a lab like that is done systematically. It has to be in order to ensure safety. Same with construction. Everything has to be done to a T, right? So, if you get in the habit of breaching this protocol, it's happening every single time you do something, which means it's ingrained in you, which means you taught every single technician at that lab in Wuhan your protocol breach as though it was proper protocol. What does this mean? This means that my theory of somebody accidentally contaminating themselves and bringing this virus into the outside world down to a wet market is probably true. It's absolutely terrifying to think about. but more than likely the case. Between the fact that there is a patent number for this virus and that the same foundation that received the patent number just so happened to do a simulation known as Event 201 that predicted the outbreak of this virus, it tells you that this thing was engineered from Jump Street. And not only that, it tells you we can expect 10 million deaths if everything keeps going the way that it has been to the T following this simulation that they ran. Now, I do think that China is doing everything they can from allowing the outside world access to the original strain of this virus. As a virus lives progress, right, its life cycle progresses, there's different generations. And as these generations carry on and keep reproducing, they mutate. Now, this is what makes a biological weapon very deadly. Biological weapons are not designed to kill right off of the rip. They are designed to infect as many people as possible before mutating to its lethal form. What is the good of only killing 3,000 people, right? When instead you can infect the 10 million that they're talking about in this simulation before this virus evolves into having lethal symptoms such as hemorrhaging, etc., etc. And this is what makes this extremely terrifying. That's really all I have for you guys today. I appreciate it. I do have another video coming for you to get away from this kind of content, but we really do have to talk about this. Donations can be made at Morlog Morning Digest. It's paypal.me/Morlog Morning Digest. I will talk to all of you soon. God bless you and your families. Let's hope we all stay safe.